Where are we at this week?
We are continuing our time in Tombstone, doing all the things that we did outside of the town Tombstone.
Yeah.
So let's check out the area.
Just an itty bitty bitty about a couple on the road, driving an RV, pulling a toad. No place special to roam, not looking for a home. Won't you come along with us? We are RPlaceTravels.
Right in town. It's actually in town, but it's not in the main town. It's just outside of the main town.
It's right at the beginning of the town when you first get there. And then you go into the middle of the town. So we actually could not walk there. So we had to drive.
Boot Hill Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
We're going into the Boot Hill Cemetery.
Yeah, we're going to see who's buried here.
Well, don't know much about it, but we've heard a lot about it. So, right.
Come along with us and see guess who we find.
See you in there. We'll pay your way.
Okay.
$14 is your change in the back.
Okay.
There we go. And these booklets are from the archives downtown. It's a list of everyone buried in the graveyard, cause of death, and the year they were buried.
Oh.
Everyone starts at the bottom of this hill in that far corner. And you just work your way back.
Okay. Thank you.
So all these people that we've heard about that got shot, the Clantons, the McLowrys, a lot of other people are buried there. So it's another attraction that you can go see in Tombstone.
They had all the grave. Most of them were just crosses with their names on it, or it was a piece of wood that looked like a tombstone. But there was one that was a newer one up at the top, and there was a guy that really enjoyed taking care of the cemetery, so they gave him a special plot.
They give you a brochure, and each row is got a number attached to it. And they had the plots of all the people, and they'd tell you something in the brochure about that person, who they were, and how they related to the town. And so there's a lot of interesting information when you go to the cemetery about all the people that are there and how they fit into the town.
Yeah.
So that made it kind of interesting.
And how they died. Yeah, because a lot of people died from sicknesses and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
overdoses of morphine and
all kinds of things.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
It's not just people getting shot.
Yeah, and then some of them just had names. I don't think they knew how they died or anything. So. Tom Waters was shot, 1880. He was the father of Evil Waters and likely the one T.J. Waters shot over the color of his shirt. Chase Helm shot, 1882. Shot by William McCauley. Two hot-tempered ranchers who disagreed over the best way to drive cattle, fast or slow. So it was very interesting to go through. And then right below, they did have a section for the Jewish people, which I'm not sure. I think that because of their religion, they couldn't be buried with everybody else.
A separate cemetery.
Yeah. And even when you're looking out from the cemetery, you get to see the town, the actual where people are living, the residential area is. And it's all out there, and it's it's just a beautiful scenery being out at the cemetery. It's just beautiful there. One day we were going to go out to the town of Bisbee, and the first place we went to was the Welcome Center, and
we are at the Visitor Center, even though it says Queen Mine Tours.
Yeah.
The Visitor Center is inside. In Bisbee.
Yeah, and it looks like we got a lot of stuff to go see, so we're gonna head out to. Actually, they said it's easier to go visit this other town. I'll tell you which town it is, and go see where the mine is and then come back and find a good parking spot to go through the town.
Yeah, because it's basically the town is. I guess we can see it here.
Yeah.
It's across the street.
Yeah.
So instead of crossing the street, go down a few blocks down the road, visit some other little town, and then come back
Yeah, all the other little towns around it is like 3 minutes away, so it's like they're real close.
So we're going to do what they recommend, and then we're just going to walk right through the town. It's a quarter-mile, basically, quarter-mile long town. So we're just going to walk down the town, see what it looks like.
Yep.
Sorry for the wind.
They told us about the town right outside, which we stopped at, that has...
There's a town, Lowell. It's called Lowell.
Yeah.
If you ever go down to Bisbee, take a couple minutes. It's just down the road.
Right.
And just walk down this main street of Lowell. You'll be impressed if you're a car guy.
Yeah, if you're a car buff, yeah.
All right, this is cute. There's a little town. It's one street long called Lowell. It's right outside of Bisbee, but the whole thing's just got old cars parked everywhere.
Yep, we'll turn this around and you can see everything we see.
Yep, we'll walk down the street and down the road together, down the street together.
And he can tell you about all the cars. Ready?
Yep.
Are you ready to go?
Right there is the best vehicle here.
That's because you have one.
Yeah, that's definitely doable. Look how clean that is. Holy cow.
Yeah, you want to find something in Arizona, don't you?
Yeah. Pretty well stripped down, but...
Yeah, that's not the part you want.
Yeah, even the doors are all cut up. You got holes in the doors that somebody cut them up.
Oh, look at... So they've got the metal piece that tells you what it is and everything on it.
The tag, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty big, but she's pretty girl.
Historic Lowell, home of the American Music Fest. Let's see. Okay. Look at that. It's a huge taxi. You should probably be holding this. Okay. There you go.
Etzel. Used to be in the theater, apparently.
Yeah.
Studebaker.
The 5, 10, and 15 cent store. Look at that.
Where?
That's the original.
It's Rouse Reed's Company, 5, 10, 15 cent store.
It's the way it used to look.
Yeah.
Bloody.
I don't know what that place is, but
Sure is pretty.
yeah, that used to be something.
Probably they sold cars, I bet.
Oh, I bet it was a car dealer. Looks like an old car dealer.
Yeah.
And there's Chevrolet sign on the thing. So I'll bet it's an old car dealer.
That's where they brought out the ones that were on the showroom.
Yeah, that's
And
the
there's-
showroom.
And I bet you that's where they fixed them.
Yep.
Huh.
Indian motorcycle dealer.
There you go.
You don't see them around much.
Mm.
Right next to the Harley place.
Look at the car they own.
Yeah.
It's got a couple bullet holes.
Old Impala. 59 or 60. There's the police car. That's before Barney Fife. Texaco. Even got a couple old buses here. Nice old Ford. Beautiful.
Pretty, yeah.
55, 56. Nice old gas pumps. Got an old Greyhound bus. Look at that.
Yeah, they don't have them like that anymore.
No.
Look at this. This is a Greyhound over there. They had a police there. There's the police department.
There's the
Old-
police department.
Yeah, they have an old car in front of theirs too. Justice of the Peace. There
An old GMC.
Biker patrol.
And there's, looks like railroad tracks.
So they have a judge there. So they got the police department and the judge there all at the same time. They can take care of your ticket all in a few hours.
Fine you, take care of your ticket, in and out the door. What do they call it? Fast?
Fast
Speedy
justice,
trial,
speedy
something like
trial,
that?
Speedy trial.
Speedy trial, I don't know.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's what it is.
Are we good? There is the town of Lowell.
Yeah.
One road. Probably happened in town one day. Over and out. What?
You heard her better than I did.
Over and out.
Let's see. So the truck there has a sign on it that says Broken Spoke Saloon. They have one in Sturgis, South Dakota, Dayton, Florida, Laconia, New Hampshire. Sorry, New Hampshire. Welcome to Lowell, Arizona. So they told us about that, and then they told us about the mine, so we went over to the mine.
It started as a copper. They mined copper there.
It is a deep hole.
Deep hole, big hole in the ground.
Of course, you gotta.
We had a little overlook in Bisbee. Some kind of memorial. We salute all our valiant warriors who made the supreme sacrifice in defending our freedom in World War II. And beyond this is a big pit. Big hole in the ground. It's called the Lavender Pit Copper Mine. It's open pit mining, and they mined this from 1917 to 1974. It's 4,000 feet wide, 5,000 feet long, and 850 feet deep.
It's an interesting town. It is very eclectic. They have a lot of art galleries. I mean, it's a tourist place, but it's more of a place to come to actually like buy things and stuff.
Downtown Bisbee. Old town Bisbee.
Old Bisbee.
Old Bisbee.
Copper Queen Library. Oh, it's a library.
Oh, do you want to wait? On the way back, huh?
Yeah, I guess. It's a nice walk. It's all up. It's all going uphill.
It's actually built right in the side of the mountain.
Right. I think it starts really low.
The day we went, everything
was-
seemed to be closed.
Everything was closed. It was a Monday.
So we didn't really get to go into most of the stores.
It's like an old. They have like tons of selling old things. If you ever are looking for something like a needle for a record player or something, they would have it at these stores. Something odd like that you're looking for, they would have it at these stores. They just had all kinds of old stuff, and that just tons of it, dishes and china and all those kind of things in it.
Woolworth. It's Woolworth. Woolworth.
It used to be at one time.
I'm going in the oil and vinegar
Shop. Yeah.
shop in Bisbee.
If it's open. I don't know. Oh, it is open.
Hey, it's open.
They have a couple of hotels even in the side of the mountain. Bisbee Grand Hotel. It says it's the lobby.
There's the hotel. Even your signs could.
Well, that's because it's actually straight.
You think?
It's going
Because of the
uphill.
road, yeah.
I guess you have to figure out which way do you want it. Do you want it to look straight or do you want it to really be straight?
It's one of them where you throw the level out and sight it.
We did stop in the library. The
Oh,
library,
that's right.
library is very, I mean, it looks vintage.
Yeah, looks vintage.
Looks vintage.
This is
Library.
section.
You can go up there.
You go ahead. Go ahead. The bottom floor is the post office. The second floor and the third floor is the library. They actually still use the card catalog, which I haven't seen in years. So that was really nice to see.
What the heck is that thing?
Oh, yeah, what is this? And it's a working one. It's actually a working card catalog for all the books that are in here.
Well, they had this one room there where the card catalog was, but some of these books in that room, I mean, you're talking 100-year-old books.
Yes.
In this room, and it was.
Oh, I could have just stayed there forever.
Just reading some of these
Yeah.
books, it was pretty impressive
Yeah.
to see books that old and still be. I don't know if you can check them out or not. They probably
Yeah, you might have been able to just take them in that
Take
room,
'em
but I
and read
just
'em
don't.
there or
Yeah,
something.
you can go through almost all the buildings and that, except for the ones that were closed. And I bet you we were. It was just because of the day that we went. It was kind of a
Yep.
fun, neat kind of a day just to go out and hang out.
We're on our way home from Bisbee.
I think the architecture of the buildings were great. I think the little stores were very cute. We actually ran into an olive oil and vinegar store. We picked up a bottle of vinegar. We went to the library. I love stopping at them. I've kind of homeschooled the kids and lived at the library then, and then after they left I started working for the library, so I kind of liked stopping at the libraries and looking at them. And this one's got a whole section of just old books. It's got 2 floors. It's got, I mean, even the building is it's just beautiful inside. It's got a big staircase. It's a cute little town. I'm glad we stopped.
That was today.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
And then one more thing we did. It's called Fairbanks. It's a ghost town.
Today we are at the Fairbank Historic Town Site, right outside of Tombstone.
Yep.
And apparently it's an old historic town or ghost town. We don't know, but we're going to go and find out.
Yep.
So
Come along with us.
something to see.
Yep.
So apparently, I'm going to read a little bit here. Fairbank was an Old West railroad town founded in 1882 during the Tombstone silver boom. From 1882 to 1903, Fairbank was Tombstone's train depot. The town had an elegant hotel with a restaurant and bar, a post office, several businesses, and a school. Chinese farmers raised crops along the river. The famous and infamous historical characters of Tombstone passed through Fairbank. Manufactured goods bound for Tombstone came here first. Concentrated ore and cattle were shipped out. So this is basically the railroad depot, which is kind of funny because it's kind of pretty far away. I mean, it's not like it's, next door. It's about, 10 miles away.
Yeah, I think so.
So, it took us 15 minutes to get here, but I'm sure by them people with their buggies and horses, it probably took a day just to get over here and
Grab whatever they could
Yeah.
off the train, yeah.
yeah. So that
Alright.
seems kind of odd, but let's go check it out.
Welcome to Fairbanks Historic Town.
These are the Rockefellers of the neighborhood. 'Cause the house is a lot
They
bigger.
actually have glass in there.
You have glass and a running water.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah, they got plumbing going in there. I don't know if that was.
That's gas, isn't it? Gas?
No, that's plumbing.
This is plumbing?
Well, usually it's black. Gas is
Oh, black. Okay.
nice if you can get in.
Looks like a porch. I don't know. Let's go in the museum.
All right,
part.
find out what the gist is.
Yep.
Looks like the front entrance.
Yeah.
Temporary closed to entry. Yeah, it's probably a big house in them days.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go over here to the. That's the schoolhouse.
Probably the size of our first house.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
yeah. Oh, that was probably that was a private residence. That was their barn.
Right.
The second
And
one's
then
their
the
barn.
outhouse. The
and I-
outhouse is right next to
And
it.
and then I think in the back's probably the outhouse or
Yeah.
another barn or something.
Right. Fairbanks Schoolhouse. Whoop.
Sorry. There was a school.
Yeah.
They rebuilt that, and that's kind of the
Welcome Center.
Welcome Center. They had a couple of residences, one or two residences, some remnants of the post office.
Yeah, because you could kind of see where everything was a little bit, but they did have signs that said where everything was, even though there wasn't anything there at that time.
Well, there's really not much here. I mean, there's a remnant, very small remnant of an old town
Yeah.
that once was.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because it was a bustling town. I mean, it had hotels, the train station, the school. People lived out here, and right now there's hardly anything left. The schoolhouse they've rebuilt, and then some of the other buildings they have some, but you can't go through any of them.
They're in the process of restoring them, but yeah, they're pretty much.
Yeah, it says that Bureau of Land Management, they purchased 56,000 acres over here.
Along this river, the San
Yeah.
Pedro River. So basically this whole town was developed because when they started mining the silver in Tombstone, they needed a place to process this silver. So along the San Pedro River, they built a couple mills to process the river. So until they actually hit water in Tombstone, this was used. All the stuff was brought out here, processed, put on the train. They made the train depot. The train went through here, and I imagine sent it back east or wherever they sent it.
But they brought everything out that they needed for the town.
Yeah.
They said they had oysters and ice and all kinds of things that they brought out for the townspeople. And that, so because the trains came through, they really had, they never wanted for anything.
Everything came through here. Everything. They say any town around here that you went to, they pretty much had to come through here.
Yeah, they said the train was here until the 1970s.
Yeah.
And that, so, and then they actually pulled up the track. So it's kind of hard to figure out where everything is.
Yeah, there's no remnant of the depot or the train or the track or anything.
Yeah,
so.
they just have a little picture saying it was over there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. It's our history.
Yeah.
So I find the little things very interesting, in that. But to each of their own. Everybody likes different things and stuff. So, but yeah, I had an interesting day.
Yeah.
Going through everything.
Little part of America.
Yeah.
America's past.
Yeah. Our past. And then we went for a couple mile hike to the cemetery.
The town cemetery, which is kind of neat because it was, like she said, it was a couple mile hike. So you got to figure their people are dying and they're carrying them this far away to bury them.
It was a while, yeah.
And it's up a hill.
It is.
So,
I mean, we winded ourselves all the way up the hill.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of a neat place to rest, for eternity because it's up on a hill and you got quite a neat view. You still have some of the crosses and things, but it's not being maintained at all, so it's basically just crumbling apart. You can still tell it's a cemetery, and you can still tell where the grave sites are.
Well, walking down the trail to the cemetery, and that it's, what are we in, February?
February 3rd.
Yeah. All the trees look dead. They're in hibernation. This probably looks beautiful during the spring and fall. Probably has leaves all over everything. And that, so. But I think it's been so cold, it says we have to watch out for venomous snakes. I don't know.
Venomous creatures.
Yeah. Which I think it's been too cold for them.
Yeah, they're hibernating for the winter. Probably won't see them for a while, so I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah, it's a nice day though.
Kind of like we're in Florida, and I got used to, crocodiles. I'd be scared of crocodiles. And got in Florida, being around crocodiles, I think I'm not so afraid of them anymore.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with rattlesnakes around here. It's like after I've heard a little bit about rattlesnakes, that they really don't like people. Just like crocodiles, they really don't like people.
Yeah. Just
They'd
leave
rather
them
hide
alone.
from you. Just leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Kind kind of feel the same way about rattlesnakes as I do about crocodiles in Florida.
Yeah.
So, yep. So we'll see what happens when we get up to Idaho, Montana, and all that, and how I feel about the bears.
I know, yeah.
I'm afraid to get eaten by a bear when we go up there.
It's so funny. I've never thought of my husband being afraid of anything. We go out traveling, and here I find all the stuff that he's afraid of.
A lot of phobias.
Oh. But, yeah, I've been enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll bring you guys with us when we get to the cemetery, okay?
We'll meet you there. It's the trail to the cemetery. I don't know which way to go. It's a fork in the road. See the fork? I don't see the fork. Let's put this little path around the mountain to get to the cemetery. Kind of going up. The path is thin. Interesting. Apparently the cemetery's up at the top of this hill.
Alright. This is the historic site.
Okay.
Alright. This is it.
Yeah, I think this was probably a fenced-in gravesite or something at one time. No, no sayings on a tombstone. Kind of at the top of a hill. Nobody's taking care of it. It's like a little family plot there. It's falling down the hill though. I don't see the river. I bet it's all, yeah, I bet it's some trees in the line. I bet that's the river.
I bet you're right.
Yeah, I guess now I see why they'd want to bury him over here. Like I say, it's pretty far away from town, but I guess if I was be buried for, it'd be kind of nice to be on top of this hill.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows who's in there. Completely forgotten. Lived your life and nobody even knows.
Look how pretty there's a Walmart truck.
Could be my son. Not. Alright. So that's
Pretty.
that was our day in Fairbanks.
Yep. Thanks for coming along with us.
Nice little outing.
Yep.
Get some exercise, some walking in, and some vitamin D, and see the sights.
Yep. And tomorrow we're leaving Tombstone.
Heading out.
So that was our time in Tombstone. I enjoyed Tombstone. I enjoyed
It did.
the town, the area.
The whole thing, I think it's all worth going to see. I think you should actually even bring the kids in that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In that. So if you're a family, I think that would be a great stop to go see. I think everyone would have fun in that. I mean, everything that we went to see, the different places we went, in that it was, I mean, we were only there for a week, and
We did all these things in 1 week.
yeah, there's nothing like a good Western. then you guys will have to go and see Tombstone, the movies in that, because I think they've got like 4 or 5 different
Yeah, there's
different
several versions.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We've enjoyed it very much, and I hope you guys have too. And that this was a long week, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you've had fun with us. And why don't you comment down below what you liked and what you didn't
Let
like?
us know what you think.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so while we were in Tombstone, I saw this blanket that's behind us in that at one of the gift shops in that, and I've been looking for a nice little tablecloth that I can use in that, and I just love the colors of it, so can't wait to use it. And who knows, I can use it as a blanket or tablecloth, whatever I needed to. So,
Pretty fancy.
yeah. Really gives us the look of out west.